Hey guys, it's Ted Bogert. Welcome back to the TED Show. I'm very excited to see my friend, the beautiful Gigi Sevilla. If I said that wrong, Gigi.
You did. You did it good.
She is a real estate goddess guru. We're going to talk about investors and investments this go round, and we're going to learn about what Gigi is up to. Welcome back, Gigi. How you doing today?
Thank you for having me back. It's been such a long time.
It has been, right? You were a long
Yes.
time ago, but I still see when that comes up. I still have people comment. That shows from a couple years ago, I think. And the
It
market,
is,
of
yes.
course, the market's changed, and we're going to talk about that. But before we do, they want to learn about you. They want to know who Gigi is and sort of your journey from point A to real estate. So give us a little bit of information on you.
Of course. I'm Gigi Sevilla, and I've been in real estate since, oh my God, now 7 years. Long time.
Wow.
It's been such a wonderful journey. Lots of knowledge, lots of learning, mistakes, all the shebang. Like I said, it's been wonderful. I've had the privilege of being with G World Properties for that many years and also being part of a team, which has helped me grow a lot more, learning so much. Oh my God, I'm still learning. And it's just been wonderful. I started as, this person that didn't know anything about real estate. I knew that I wanted to do something, helping people. And I wanted to be an investor. Actually, it's funny. Before I got into real estate, I wanted to invest, but I didn't know or the means or had the knowledge. So I now, a couple years later, I was able to, buy my first property, and then I bought a second property for investment, which is commercial building.
Wow.
So it's been exciting. Very different
How
journey.
did you how did you get into real estate? A lot of people think they want to do it,
Hmm.
but how did you get into real estate? Because obviously you weren't born and you were decided you want to be a realtor when you grow up. So what was the journey for that? How did you all of a sudden go, I want to be in real estate?
Well, I knew I wanted to be successful and I knew I wanted to invest. So, actually, my first thought of real estate was I wanted to be an investor. And since I've been in the industry, I worked at the hospital for 10 years, do medical billing, customer service. I did marketing for 10 years. I always loved, helping people. So I'm like, how can I put two and two together while I'm having fun? Well, I can also, be successful and help others. So in 2015, I had a drastic change in my life that happened. I actually, became homeless for like a couple months. And, a friend was like, hey, I'm opening, I have my office. So why don't you, come here, be an office manager and then get your license? And I'm like, wow, I've never really thought of that. Thank you. But before that, I actually read a book, Rich Dad Poor Dad. I'm sure everybody has heard it. And I think, what you think you manifest. So I've been thinking, I want to be an investor. I think I can get into this real estate. And I went to a seminar, and then I went to a second seminar, and it just, I don't know, things just kept coming. And my friend called me. I was helping her, and then I got my license, and then this whole journey just opened up because doing real estate, it's many doors,
It all clicked. It all came
Yeah,
together the way it was supposed to.
it did.
I think it's interesting because realtors get in, and a lot of realtors never do any kind of investing. I mean, they might represent investors,
Hmm.
but they don't. A lot of them don't do it. How did you decide that that was something you wanted to do, not just as preaching it and selling it and working with clients, but you wanted to do it for your own? What was the reason why?
Well, I mean, I think funds and the bank, they give you like, every time I saw, my money, it was like point zero something percent. Yay, thank you, bank. So I'm like, what can I do with, with my money that I have? And also, like you said, doing what you preach. I've told clients like, hey, this is a great opportunity if you have the funds. This is your chance now. So that kind of also spoke to me, and said, hey, Gigi, you have, this, sum of money that you've accumulated, that you saved. You need to invest it, So I had that voice that said, you need to invest and you need to do it now because money in the bank, it's not doing anything. And And I did. I actually risked all my pennies. Like I tell clients, just do it, go for it. So I myself got into that, like, okay, just go for it and do it, invest. And you can never go wrong with real estate. I wanted to see where I wanted to, you're cutting off. I don't know
I
if
can
you're
still
speaking.
see you and hear you.
Okay. Okay. And I said, okay, what's something that's going to really give me a good return, good investment, it's stable? Real estate. Why not? So I said, let's do it.
So let's talk about that. If we have people listening who want, who are like, I'd like to do it, Gigi, what are some of the first steps or some recommendations you can give them on how to make sure they do it right? Because there's definitely a wrong way, a big wrong way, and there's definitely some right ways to do it. So can you give them a couple of tips on, hey, Gigi, I want to do this. I want to invest. What should I do first?
Of course. I mean, I think one of the first thing is really, before I bought that property, I actually drove for a full year around that area. So I think, kind of just looking at what you really want to buy, like say, okay, is it a house that I want to do Airbnb? Is it something I want to do long-term? Monthly rent, or what kind of return do I want? And I'm the kind of person, I like fast return. And then maybe I'm like, something that's fast now that will give me that will give me, something that I can grow, or do I want something that it's a growing area? And that's what I did. Actually, when I purchased my first house, I bought it where it was a beautiful community and there was nothing around. So I did the same thing with the second property. I said, I want to be in an area where that it's developing, that, that I can purchase, and that it's just going to have that continuous growth, an immediate growth now that I'm getting return, but that it's just never going to stop growing because it's developing. So 12 minutes from there, there's new construction. So I think the first thing is, what is it you really want? What kind of return of investment do you want? Do you want an immediate? Airbnb is great. So let me hang up. Do you want something, a little longer term? Are you okay with that? You have to see it. Are you okay with that now with where you're at with your income? Do you want something that's developing and you're okay with waiting a little bit longer? And visiting, I manifested. I think that's so important. I would go by myself. I will take my mom and say, let's go on a drive. So it was like a fun drive, adventure, and we will see, actually started in the pandemic. We will drive around and we will see so many buildings, so many places that were like, empty. And I said, man, it would be so great that I can have the funds and purchase that. So I did. So I said, okay, let me start saving, manifesting is amazing. So I would definitely visit certain areas and I would plant my feet and I would say, okay, I am sealing, this is my territory. And I'm going to manifest this.
Yeah. I've asked that question before with other people who talk about investments. I've never had that answer. And I love it because, manifesting, absolutely. I'm a big believer in that. Claim it for your own. Any lingo you want to use, anything that you believe in, there is definitely a manifestation in there. Tell us about the fix and flip market. Are you a long-term investor? Do you like to keep your properties and then manage them? Because I think there's so many different types of investors. Some people want to get in, fix it, flip it. Some people like the long-term investment part where they have that passive income once it's all set. What's your thought on all of that?
I like both. I like something that I can get now in return, that I can rent it, and that I know that it's, it's something that's going to be rented for a very long time, in that area because of whatever's around. And like the second investment that I did, which was an office building, commercial building, it was really tough for me to do long-term because I said, I want my money now, but it's definitely worth it. So I had to open my mindset, to that. And I said, okay, let's do it. So I bought it in an area that's developing, and I fixed it up, still fixing up a little bit. And I love the long term because then, I'm 38 years old and I call this
you look great.
Thank you. I call this my small retirement, which is when I left the corporate world. Now I am my own boss. My next thing is I want my business to work for me, and then I can go travel and it can work for me. So the long term definitely does that for you.
I think you have like fix and flip. I have friends that swear by fix and flips. They just, that's their market. They love it. They like in and out. They like to make that cash. I like this. I like what you said. I want my business to work for me so I can go do what it is I want to do. So each of those is perfect depending on what your needs are. Like you talked about earlier, what's your ROI, what's your commitment level, what's your time level, how can you utilize that resource best. But if
Mm-hmm.
you're not in the market for that now, this is such an amazing time, my opinion, to get in that market. There's plenty of opportunities out there, and I think if you're just looking you're holding on to your money and listening to all the news that the sky is falling, you're missing out on a ton of opportunities that could change your life and the life of your family.
They are. I mean, this is the perfect time. This is why I love the team that I'm part of, because they are so ahead. Like, they think 10, I'd always say 10 years before something happens or a year before the market. And they've been transitioning into foreign investors and people that want to invest here. This is the best time to be as an investor to buy. Why? Because right now, with all the changes, with interest rates going up a little bit, some people cannot buy right now. Those people need to rent. So buying a property to rent it, it's perfect right now. I mean, this is the time not to hold your money, it's to just buy it, because there's a lot of people that need to rent. And as you
Yes.
can see, after the pandemic, so many people have moved here. We have tons of people from up north, tons of people overseas that they want to live here. They love Orlando. They love Mickey.
They
So,
love Mickey. They love the weather. I mean, Florida is just the destination. And
mhm.
I think that a lot of people, like you said, why hold on? But make sure that you get with a team, a group of people, somebody like a Gigi, the Gigi, because you want to make sure there's somebody experienced that understands it. You want to make sure that they listen to what your needs are and aren't just trying to drive the boat for you. And that's what Gigi does for sure, from my experience. You want to get with a professional, and I think that's what's critical. All right, Gigi, before we head out, I always like to ask a little personal question. When I say the word hero to you, who's the first person that comes to mind?
Oh my God. My mom.
Tell me why
My
your
mom.
mom.
Because, I've seen her go through so many stages in her life, and I've seen her strength and how she has overcame a lot of things. So she's been my strength, my stronghold for who I am right now. No matter what comes in front of you, no matter what circumstances, obstacles, she just always was able to just make it, somehow, and push through. And I think that's how I am with my business. And that's what I tell my clients, like, no worries, we're gonna, overcome it. So she's been my hero. Actually, I didn't mention, but we opened up a business together, a venture that I've had since a little girl, which is opening up a boutique, clothing line. And I told her, why don't you join me? And just her, like, let's do it. That spirit of you can be everything and anything. So that's why, she's my hero.
Shout out to mom. I love that. I
Ah,
love that question because
my
it
mom's.
always, you never know what it's gonna, how people are gonna react or say. And I love to hear that kind of story. And we need to give a shout out to the people that impact us,
Yes.
like our heroes. All right, Gigi, what is the best way for them to find out more about you, what you do? If they want to get into the investment game, how can they reach out to Gigi Sevilla?
Yes, of course. So you can reach me. I'm in Facebook, and it's Gigi Sevilla Realtor. Super simple. And then also on Instagram, you can also find me, Gigi Sevilla Realtor. I'm sorry, Facebook is Gigi Sevilla at G World Properties, and Instagram is Gigi Sevilla Realtor. I'm doing TikToks, so I'm looking at test TikToks and see, okay, what I can do.
Don't
So
repeat.
yeah. So Gigi Sevilla Realtor as well. I am in YouTube, Gigi Sevilla Realtor. So yeah, feel free to reach out to me. I do, these free consultations. Let's sit down. Let's see your scenario. Let's see what's best for you. So I'm not just, preaching it. I've also been an investor, like we've talked about. So let's do this together. Let me help you.
You've been through it and you know how to help them through it. Gigi, it's always a joy to see you. I wish it was in person. We'll have to do that soon.
Yes.
You guys always ask what's going on in the market. Investments are hot. I think that if you have been wanting to get into it, you want to reach out to somebody who is professional and has been there and done it personally. And Gigi's definitely one of those people. Go to gigisevilla.com, or of course you can reach out to her on Facebook and Instagram, Gigi Sevilla. You're going to G World Properties. Tell my G World fam and friends I love them and send them my best. Gigi, thanks so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me again. I appreciate that. You are awesome. This is amazing. And yeah, we have to see each other soon.
See you soon. All right. Bye, everybody. Get involved.
Bye.
Learn more. Talk to Gigi. Bye.